What's up guys, it is Chris back with another watch video, and today we are looking at the Invicta Pro Diver. But before I get into it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. So this is one of the watches that was lent into the channel by Rock the Watch. I asked to keep this watch a little bit longer, and I've actually kept it a lot longer than I probably have should. And I'm going to be returning it, so I wanted to do a full review. I've only worn it just a handful of times because it is not my watch, and it is owned by Matt Stingray over at Rock the Watch channel. Definitely check out his channel. He has a great channel, a very funny guy. Some great watches as well, and he just bought a Rolex Milgauss. I believe he's going to be doing a video about that pretty soon. And he went through a gray market dealer, but pretty awesome watch. I'm very excited for him. Anyway, but getting into the Invicta Pro Diver, this is a very, very controversial watch. A lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of reviewers go nuts about Invicta in general, and I did a whole video, and that's the reason why Matt lent me this watch. I did a video about Invicta and why YouTubers hate Invicta, and some YouTubers, there are YouTubers who take hammers to Invictas. They bash Invicta night and day. A lot of other watch people, like watch bloggers and watch personalities, also hate Invicta. Adam Cranios, that comes to mind, he absolutely hates Invicta. And there's a good reason to. I gotta be honest, there are a lot of watches that kind of are crazy and they are really off the wall and look absolutely bonkers, and I went through that again in that whole other video. But that's not really the reason why I would hate them. I hate them, I don't hate them, I should say. I dislike them sometimes because of the antics that they pull, where they're like this watch retails for $1,000. However, I believe Matt told me he paid $90 for this watch, and I mean, that is pretty incredible. And these sell for well under $200 brand new, all day long on different outlets like eBay and even the Invicta website. So they'll say it's an $1,000 watch, a $1,200 watch. They'll slash the price twice and it'll be a $150 watch. So really, it's kind of a form of trickery, because there are people who are less educated will go onto the website and say, oh my god, this is a $1,000 watch and it's on sale for $100. I have to grab this. And I just don't like that. I think that's a little bit on the sneaky side, and it definitely, you are preying on certain people who aren't educated about the watch business or watch industry even in the slightest, and they will get caught by this. Otherwise, you know, I don't actually hate this watch. Like I said, I've worn it a couple of times. It's not my watch, so I didn't want to destroy it in any way. But I have to say, this has been a very nice watch to wear. I do not like the colorway personally because of the green and the black and then the green strap. But it's a lot of green for me, and I'm not sure if I even like the green bezel at all. But I will say that the watch is comfortable. I feel like it's not badly made. It's well made, actually. The bezel action is nice. It's actually, I mean, for the price of $90, the bezel action is really nice. It's not very grippy. It's polished, so it's a little bit hard to grip, but the action itself is excellent, and it does not move. It is very, very tight. There's no wiggle or wobble in the bezel at all. I believe it's an aluminum insert. It's 42 millimeters across, 50 millimeters lug to lug, 14 millimeters thick. It is an homage to the Submariner, but obviously it's a little bit beefed up compared to a Submariner. And it's all stainless steel. I believe it's 200 meters water resistance. You do get a sapphire crystal. NH35 you could see from the back. And there are two things that I have to say I don't like about the watch at all. One is this Invicta on the side. It is just engraved. It's nice. It's not finished badly, but it's just a huge signature on the back, on the side of the watch. And on the back of the watch, there's another giant Invicta, logo here. and then there's a giant Invicta on the actual dial. So I think they go a little overboard with the size of the actual Invicta logos. You can see it's the biggest thing that is signed on the back of this watch. And then the other thing I would say is the rotor and actually the movement. I don't want to see the NH35. 99% of the time, I do not want to see an NH35 because the NH35 is not a good looking movement. If you want to put a custom rotor on it, make it look nice. This does not look good. This bright yellow, weird logo. I know it's the Invicta colors. It just doesn't look good. I don't care for it. And like I said, I don't think that the NH35 is a great movement to look at. I would say if this had, you know, a Miyota 9015 or even an 8S movement or 882 movement, they're decorated. These aren't decorated very well. They're just essentially brushed by machine. So the NH35 is not a very good looking movement. Is it terrible that they put a display case back? No. It's still 200 meters water resistance, which is great. All stainless steel. So I mean, it's tough to do that. You do get a screwed in case back, screwed in crown, so you get 200 meters water resistance. You get hands on here with they sort of look like Rolex hands, and then of course you have that giant logo again on the lollipop of the second hand. I don't like that, and there's a lot of information on this dial. It seems like overkill, and that's really, I mean, that's really it. That's really all that I don't like about the watch. I'll throw it on my wrist so you guys can see. And actually, Matt has this on a really nice strap. I love Barton straps. I think they're pretty great. They're very affordable. I like the way they feel, and they are very comfortable on the wrist. But before I put it on my wrist, today I am wearing the Zelos Swordfish 42. This might be on its way out because I recently purchased the Mako version 3, and that is very, very similar to this watch, and I like the Mako version 3 slightly better. I don't know why. I just think because it has the Miyota movement in it, but I'm selling this one, or I might just get rid of it. Here is the Invicta on my wrist. So you could see it fits perfectly. 42 millimeters is really a really good size for my wrist. 50 millimeter lug to lug, not too big. It's a little bit on the larger side, but it's not incredibly big. It does not hang over the sides of my wrist. I have a 7.5 inch wrist for your reference. Really nice glossy black dial, applied indices. We'll do a lume shot because this does have lume. I wish that there were a few changes that they would make. First, less script at the bottom of this at 6 o'clock. There's no reason for it. Number one. Number two, there's have professional. Well, I don't care. That you don't need that. Reduce the size of the logos and then remove the Invicta logo off the side. This is not as bad as the watch that Matt recently, also on Rock the Watch channel, he reviewed an Invicta chronograph. It's like a panda style. It had Invicta written on it 16 different times. I think that's crazy. This is obviously a lot better than that. This only has it 3 times, although I don't have the strap on here, the buckle. This is the aftermarket buckle on here. Before we get into the lume shot, I just wanted to show you the bracelet it actually came on. I had this on the Barton strap that Matt had this on. However, it also came on this Jubilee bracelet, which is very similar to the Jubilee bracelet that you get on like an SKX. You know, there's a lot of movement in here. It's actually only attached by these 2 little very, very thin pieces of metal on either side. You do have pressed end links. You have a pressed clasp. You do have micro adjust here, so you do have a little bit of room here to adjust. But it is a press clasp, and you know, it's fold over. I actually don't mind these types of bracelets. I kind of like them. They kind of remind me of like 80s Rolexes. They're pretty easy to you know, get used to. They're pretty comfortable as well. I'll throw it on my wrist so you guys could see the Jubilee bracelet as well on my wrist. And like I said, this is, you know, this is a very comfortable watch. It does wear a little bit high on my wrist, that 14 millimeters, because of the back of the watch. It actually just sits sort of up on my wrist a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it is very, very comfortable. It looks good on the Jubilee too. I could see how you would mistake this for maybe a Rolex if it had, you know, just a black bezel. It would look like a Submariner. It looks good. I will say it does look good. Is this as good as maybe a Pagani? I don't know, because I've actually never had like a Pagani design on my channel before. Never done any of those AliExpress type watches, but I would imagine that you get a lot for your money with Pagani as well. Probably a better value than this, even though this is a very good value. And this is where a lot of people start. They start out with a watch like this, $90, automatic. You could see it, it's fun. And then you sort of get hooked and you want something a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, until you are, you know, seeking out Grail watches, and then you're gone down the rabbit hole, as I say. But pretty decent watch, especially considering it's 90 bucks. Like I said, he has a Pagani design. I think that would be a really good comparison. I'm not sure if he's up to doing comparison between this and his Pagani design. If he has the Pagani design Submariner, I don't remember which one he has. I think that would be a really good comparison. But again, a decent watch, 200 meters, all stainless steel, you know, on a bracelet for 90 bucks. You really can't go wrong unless you don't want to wear an Invicta. That's the only way. Anyway, I am going to do a quick lume shot and then we'll wrap up the video. So the lume isn't terrible, especially considering the price. I mean, if you're thinking about the retail price of $1,000, this lume is not good. This is complete darkness. So, you know, this lume is good. It's not extremely bright. So if this was $1,000 or $1,200 as the price tag would suggest, no, this is not very good lume. But a $90 watch or a $50 watch, $60 watch, this is actually pretty good, I would say. It's not that bad compared to other watches that I've had on the channel that are a lot more expensive, that have worse lume than this or equivalent lume to this. So not that bad if you consider it that way. But again, if this was at the retail price or the suggested retail price of over $1,000 or $1,000, no way. But there you have it. I don't think it's so bad. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I still want to get my hands on that 1953. I think that's a really cool watch, and it's a good looking watch. I think it's probably of the same caliber or quality as this. However, that is a good thing because I think the quality on here is good, and they changed the logos. A lot less logo on that watch. There's no side logo. There's no big emblem on the front of the watch. There's not a lot of wording. It's a little bit more simple. It has sort of like a gilt dial. I think that one works a lot better. But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I really want to hear from you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It helps me bring you videos like this, and I very much appreciate it. Also, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on, and I will catch you guys in the next video.